Hey everyone, my name is Coach Rob DeBoer. This is my great friend Dustin Schaefer. We've been bringing you the top 10 objections, late night with David Letterman style, to drinking ketones from the health, fitness, nutrition industry. We've kind of been grinding through this top 10 list. This list comes from Dustin and I. However, we've left a few options or objections open. So feel free to comment below. Ask your guru, ask your trainer, ask your coach. Ask the skeptics. We once were. What are their objections to supplemental ketones, drinking pure therapeutic ketones as a means to getting the benefits of ketosis? As we go through this list today, number 5 objection. And again, these are all questions we probably had. This one, not so much. But the number 5 objection from the health, fitness, nutrition industry, keto is just another fad diet. Dustin, I'll let you run with it.
Yeah. I right before we got on here, I'm like, hey, Siri, what's a fad? He's going to tell me again. And it's funny because if you don't know, it's just something that people get enthusiastic about, a small group of people, and it just lives a short amount of time and goes here today, gone tomorrow. And that's just further from the truth. This is one of the most studied diets, if not the most studied diet in history. But Rob, I will say this. I understand why people think that because it's new. They don't understand it. It's really gotten hyped. With the world we live in today, things get hyped fast without a true understanding of it. So it can seem like it's a fad, right? But the reality is the research is very well done, 100 years of research. And there's even research now going back even further than that when you start digging into the weeds of research. So by no means is the diet a fad. And the reality is that a well-formulated ketogenic diet, like you say, can be one of the most metabolically healthy things you could do for yourself. The question really is can you sustain a ketogenic diet? And now that's where it gets complicated. That's where it gets really confusing for people.
A lot of times just the word keto comes up and people immediately think high fat, low carb. They do think fad diet. I mean, let's face it, 8 years ago, boy, did we time it right. When we launched the first exogenous outside the body supplement into the body, pure therapeutic ketone, there wasn't keto literature and books. Although it's been well researched, it wasn't popular. It hadn't become a fad until probably the last half dozen years. I remember us still trying to explain to people the difference between ketosis and ketogenesis and how this wasn't contingent on a diet, but rather we had a drink. And so I think you're exactly right. Like, this is the way humans were made. But I do also understand why this comes up oftentimes. The good news is this: the only diet that works, what we preach and teach, is the diet someone will do. This just happens to be a tool that allows us to create greater compliance. Dustin, people ask me all the time, and I'm oftentimes blamed for oversimplifying body comp transformation and energy in versus energy out, calories in versus calories out. But let me address in a very simplistic way what this can do to leverage energy balance. So if someone's looking, tell me what that packet does. Like, if this is not a fad diet, if this is here to stay, tell me what it does. Well, when it comes to energy balance, what if we could control the quality of food you consume, the quantity, i.e. number of calories you consume? So that would be energy in, calories in. What if we control the quality and the quantity? And then on the other side of this equation, energy out, calories out. What if we could maximize and make the most of your energy out 2 ways? Number one, give you more energy and endurance. Look, this is a macronutrient. It's got a caloric value. I love it when people say, hey, I had this sugar-free energy drink. Well, that's an oxymoron. Calorie-free doesn't mean energy. It just means that was a good stimulant drink. Congratulations, right, if it appeared to give you energy. But the reality is this is a real nutrient. And it does give you energy and it does give you endurance. But here's what else it does. I would argue it helps perform to make you more metabolically expensive. In other words, one of the biggest benefits is this helps preserve and protect lean body mass. And so I would say this controls the energy coming in, maximizes the energy going out, and therefore, whether this keto ideology is a fad or not, this will be here to stay.
Well, I was thinking while we were talking, there's a lot of things out there that scare me in the health and wellness space, medical space, even. When you understand that if there's people are competitively cutting calories, meaning that they're not providing energy to their body. And if you're a health fitness professional, it's about performance. You want the body to perform as high as it can so that it can be as efficient as possible. And that we know that's the lifetime change. You know that 90% of people that try a diet actually gain all their weight back plus some within 90% within 3 years. 90%. So obviously what is working isn't working. So why this is so huge and why we're not even necessarily telling people they got to go to a ketogenic diet. You have to find a diet and lifestyle. You have to create one for yourself. But utilizing this tool is huge. It has an impact on GLUT4 transporter, which is the ability for you to actually metabolize fat effectively. So roughly 50 to 70% of Americans can't even burn fat well. So this is going to help them with the calorie in, calorie out. It makes it the way we're supposed to be, right? Should be just simple as calorie in, calorie out.
Right.
But because of all these other things going on, we have to provide the right tools to help people get there. And it creates better compliance, better brain health, better muscle health, better heart health. And ultimately, if you're a health fitness professional, what we're really presenting to people is we want you to help your clients and yourself find a lifestyle that is sustainable and enjoyable for you to live and for them to live. We want you to be more active. We want you to be more responsible when it comes to nutrition and food, but we also want to make sure that we enjoy our life while we do it. And this is the best thing I've ever found. And the only thing that's been backed scientifically to sustain that long-term result. And that's why we see people that have transformed down 150, 200 pounds and have maintained it for 6 years. And they have no fear of going backward. They're not living in the past. They're talking about the marathon they want to go run now, or they're talking about the bodybuilding or the strongman competition they want to do. That's pretty special.
I love what you said. A couple words come to mind. So if I'm a health fitness professional, we live and die on credibility and then creating customer compliance. This is probably the most credible product in the nutritional industry that I've ever seen. And we liken it. We even talked about creatine in the past.
Right.
30 years ago, this is this fine white powder. Everyone was questioning, you can get this from meat. Do I really need to supplement it? Now it's the most well-researched, and they're continuing to research creatine, and now it's brain benefits.
Right.
And then it just brings me back to this, multiple patents, the who's who in the scientific space for human optimization now has come to recognize what these patents actually mean, what the application is for everyone, young, old, in shape, out of shape. You go to the gym, you're sedentary, sitting at a desk all day. It's for everyone. So whether keto, in your mind, my mind, is a fad diet or not, this is not about a diet. It's about a drink, and it's here to stay.
No question. And I would just say, if you're a health and fitness professional, or hey, if you're watching this, please share it out to the world.
Yeah.
We really want to bring wisdom and more insight. And we can basically, that's what cool. All this can be backed up. But if you're a health and fitness professional, what I know for a fact is that you live probably a pretty tight life. You probably have a lot of your health things figured out, or you're on a journey to do that. You're very confident of where you're at and what you know. But there's a good chance that your mom, your sister, your brother, your dad are not. They're the anti-you. That was my whole family. They did exactly the opposite of anything I ever recommended. The one thing that they're willing to do is to drink this every day, and all their lives have transformed. And what's funny is after 7 years, all of them are starting to live a better life, like more responsible. They're more compliant. And to me, it's the greatest gift in the world. Now I apply it to all my clients, apply it to the people around the world. And this is an opportunity for people to do the same.
Love it. So y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, like, share, comment below. If you have questions, concerns, objections, we welcome it. We want the skeptics to chime in. And if you have any questions or objections of your own, we would love to address them. So again, Coach Rob DeBoer, Dustin Schaefer, the top 10 objections from the health, fitness, nutrition industry to drinking ketones. Today was number 5. Thanks so much.